Quick reminder, in this tutorial, we'll be using a hot glue gun, so please handle with care. Enjoy this free tutorial and follow along step by step. So we're going to add these side pouches onto the side belt right here. We need to actually make the front side of the belt before we move on and add these onto the belt here. Get yourself a piece of grocery bag, paper stock, and cut yourself off 4 inches this way by 1 inch this way. We're going to go ahead and fold it long ways, right down the middle, like this. And then we're going to meet it right in the middle by folding it the other way. So we're going to make a little bit of a plus sign, right? And this is going to tell us where the exact center is, right there. The reason why we did that is because we are going to make a belt buckle out of this here first. Go ahead and do, to start with that, is we can fold it one more time this way. Okay, this is about a 1/16 of an inch right here. It's not very much. Do this all the way down the line just like this. And we're going to really make that crease really tight and just creased out. If you open it up, we made triple folds right here. The middle and then 2 side folds. Go ahead and fold it right down the middle here. The same thing. About a 1/16 of an inch, right? Just like this. And we're going to put a tight crease in that. Undoing that, and we made what looks to be 4 squares in the middle, because we are going to actually use that to make the belt buckle, because we're going to fold it right down on top of the outer folds just like this, following this square pattern. Can we see these 4 squares right in the middle? So the top part of this square is where we're going to fold this, and we're going to fold it again. Okay, and the outer part of the 4 squares right here, you meet that in the middle here, and then fold it right back like this. Just like that, right? Same thing right here. Can we see this outer fold right here? We're going to bend it back. And we're going to meet the middle. Can we see it meeting the middle on the inside? And kind of flip it back out. Like that. And now we've made a belt buckle. Check that out. And before we actually apply it to the action figure, we will go ahead and color it black with our handy black king-size Sharpie. Go ahead and bring this back onto the scene and very quickly color it black, because in the movie it is black. And we can actually undo this and color this. The edges here, of course, getting those edges blacked out. We don't have to do the whole entire belt because it's going to be folded up under. And that's good. Of course, use your top to spare your fingers from getting colored. Go ahead and fold this back up into itself. Like this. And like that. And that's what we want. Okay, and we're just kind of dry fitting it. So now that we know that we're satisfied with that, let's go ahead and unfold it, put dabs of glue in here. Before we add some glue onto the middle part of this, we're going to do a couple adjustments here. We cut a little bit of this side, just a little bit off of the side of this underfold here. That's it. Doesn't have to be too much, but just a little bit. We're going to open this back up and take our handy smaller scissors, okay? Right along this cut line right here, not this outer one, but the one we move inward. We're going to actually cut right up to that line. Same thing on this side. So basically we're segregating a little square right in the middle here. All we're going to do is start gluing. Let's go ahead and add some glue to these underfolds right here. Alright, and just snap that down. While we're pasting that together and letting that dry, we're putting a curve into it, a natural curve. So it wraps around the waist. Let's go ahead and do this side. Just barely a trigger pump of glue. Go ahead and close this side like that. Okay, and then we can fold these undercuts up just onto the sides here, right? Get that closed off right here. Mind the bending and folding and molding. Same thing with this side here. It's just a real simple belt design. That's all it is. There's no templates, just a measurement of belt. And then, of course, these 2 underfolds that we folded in, we're going to go ahead and let those meet the middle. See what's happening here? Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and put some glue right underneath those two little underfolds. Just seriously a pin drop glue, not much. Just like that. And that's going to well out a little bit, and that's fine. We're going to use that to our advantage. Glue on top of there, and then wrap this belt loop over like this. And now we've got a belt, front belt with a belt buckle. I know it's pretty simple, but we're working in 16-bit graphics, pardon the expression, okay? Maybe it's 8-bit, I don't know. But we've got a front belt, okay, that we can actually add to the front part of this here. But before we do that, add these pouches. Now, as you already know, I already cut these off, and it's about an inch of wire. Alrighty folks, so if you haven't done so already, cut it off about an inch right here. We're no longer going to have the little eye loops that I made in previous videos. They are no longer going to be needed. So moving forward, it should look like this. All we need to do is we can see this wire kind of like going up in the air, right? Also, you're going to want to uncoil them and flatten them out. You should have 4 single Cat5 wire cables sticking out just like this. We're going to flip this guy over, and just remember the smaller pouch goes on this side of the body, which basically, if we turn him over, will be the left side. And the bigger pouch will be on the right side. Flip him over this way. And again, we are putting it on this side, so I'll go this way towards the camera. All we need to do is just flip up this belt here that we put the rag cloth in. Place this belt, we're just dry fitting it, right where the wires go, right inside the little pouch here, okay? We're going to go ahead and fold that down and take a look at that and see how good that's looking. I like that, so all I'm going to go ahead and do is just parchment paper back onto the seam here. And I'm just going to go ahead and commit to this right here. Yeah. By just adding glue. Yes, that's it. That's all I'm doing. That was a half trigger pump of glue, everybody. I'm going to put the wires right on top of that glue inside and fold that belt right on over, just like that, so that belt's flush with the pouch. Pulling on that and going ahead and clamping that closed. Let's bring back a little piece of parchment paper to help clamp that closed and dry. It should actually already be dried right now. It's going sideways. You've got 5 cable wires. We can bend it this way. But I'm going to let it stay like that for now while it's drying. Go ahead and take care of this side. And we can go straight up and down, or we can actually go the way it's supposed to go. I'm going to do it this way just so I can show you some options. Just make sure when the wire that's going inside the pouch meets the edge of the belt here. So let's just do it. Half trigger pump of glue. Shoving those wires on the inside, and we're going to go ahead and clamp that closed just like that with our parchment paper helping to assist the glue process. That's all we're doing. Back here, we can go ahead and finish this off right here, adding a little bit of glue on the underside of this belt and just smearing that left and right, locking the back side of this belt down. We'll go ahead and fold and mold to the back, and we are good to go. Let's go ahead and bend this little chicken clown down. Okay, we've got the side pouches attached, and it's looking good. All we have to do is worry about this. And make sure that the fold that's folded over is going to be the top side of the belt. Not the bottom, but the top. Eyeball it. Let's go ahead and take the parchment paper off the seam and putting that right in the middle. And we're going to trim off a little bit back here because we don't need too much here. Alright, we're just going to eyeball it and trim some belt off back here. I see that this is going to be enough back there. And clip that off right about there. And I'm going to go ahead and judge this side, and I can see that clipping off right about there is good to go. Boom. Alright, check that out. And so we can go ahead and commit to just finishing this up here. Best way to do this is put a little bink of glue right here, a little thumbtack of glue right in the, we're going to go exactly right in the middle to where the fly is, the zipper, and get that planted right on there, right smack in the middle, okay? And then we're going to go ahead and let this curve on up like this and kind of dry fit it. I feel it's looking good right there. I'm going to fold this back right here, put some glue here, smearing it on like peanut butter, just like that. Very quickly, just go up the line right on the waist side and just commit to putting that onto the belt, okay? We've got a little bit of well out. That's okay. That's going to dry. We're going to let that dry. Same thing with this. Bring this back here. Smearing that on like peanut butter on the back side of this belt, and we can whisk as much away as possible because we don't want too much of a well out, but it's been happening this whole entire tutorial, but that's okay. And we're going to follow up this line, this waistline right here where the blue meets the blue. We're going to go ahead and just commit to making that belt kind of get on there like that. Check that out. And then we can go ahead and finish her off by putting the trigger pumps of glue right here, small amounts, seriously a small amount. And we're going to go ahead and close that off right there. We got some well out. That's okay. Parchment paper back on the seam and just really smush that in there. Okay, so and we're going to go ahead and put a small dollop glue in here as well along this side lines of the belt, and we're going to smush it. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and let that dry. We've got a little bit of a well out here, and if you pick scabs, you're probably going to like this part. If you're a scab picker, okay, I am. I like picking scabs. Okay, this is gross. Okay, why am I admitting that? Okay, we've got two side pouches, okay, and we can continue on with this journey.